Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Ubisoft gave me the chance last week to head up to London and record some gameplay from the next entry into the franchise, and one that I think a lot of people will be paying close attention to after the hiccup that was Unity. Just for your information, the following video will contain no spoilers as far as I can make it. That means no in-game menus, no cutscenes, no world map, or anything that could relate to somebody finding out what happens in the game. This is purely to show you what combat and gameplay elements you can expect from the game when it comes out in October. Let's get some boffin facts out of the way first of all. The gameplay was recorded on a PlayStation 4 development kit with a frame rate of 30 FPS. Resolution of the game was not conveyed at the event, but I can say it is at least 720p, but I have no solid facts to ground for you. After all, we are still in pre-release mode here, and there could still be some changes. On the point of 30 FPS, it would have been nice to see the game pushing 60 FPS for a smoother combat and animation experience, but I feel there's probably a reason why it's running at 30, which I'll explain in a moment. So, to give you a little bit of background here, Assassin's Creed Syndicate follows the story of the twins Evie and Jacob Fry through the Industrial Revolution in London, roughly the year 1868, and their ultimate mission is to liberate the city from the control of the Templars. This will be the first game in the series that allow you to switch almost instantaneously between two playable characters, and when you level up skills with one of the twins, say Evie, then that trait will be transferred across to Jacob should you decide to switch and use him. There'll be no penalty for using one player over another. In terms of gameplay, it feels great. It feels responsive, interactive, solid, and fast-paced, much faster than what Unity was. One cool way you can traverse the map now is with a wrist-mounted zipline that you can unlock during one of the missions, allowing you to go from ground level all the way up to the rooftop skyline in just a few seconds. You of course still have the option to scale the buildings if you want to, but it is a nice alternative to have, and one that can get you out of a tricky situation rather quickly. And once you're up there on top of the buildings, you'll notice the skyline itself, and this is why I think the game is running at 30 FPS. It is rather impressive and very reminiscent of Unity, I will say. I mean, when you look back at Unity, yes, it was a very pretty game, but this seems improved on that slightly. The map here is 30% larger than the map of Paris in Unity, so it almost feels like they refined the system used in the previous game, ironed out the bugs and got it working smoothly. There isn't a massive graphics overhaul, but I'd rather have a game that worked as intended and offered a fun gameplay experience than be given a new graphical look. When I mentioned faster paced gameplay, let me explain what I meant by that. You now have multiple enemies that can attack you at once, as opposed to previous games where it used to be just one-on-one combat. And there were plenty of times at the event where I found myself surrounded by 5 or 6 AI opponents, which can make combo attack streaks a little bit hard to manage, as you kind of get interrupted as somebody swipes at you from behind and you have really no way of combating that. The on-screen HUD does prompt you to hit certain buttons like circle and triangle to dodge blows and spark a new attack all within the same animation, which I really quite liked actually. It flowed really well, but sometimes I felt like the game was almost helping me too much in order to make sure that I didn't desynchronize. It'd be nice to see a difficulty option which would disable some of these hold your hand features and allow skilled players to just experience the raw gameplay, which I admit was very satisfying. The overall authenticity of the setting as well was fantastic. I mean, I'm from the UK, so I roughly know the big landmarks in London, and being on the top of Big Ben, just sitting there looking around at the cityscape, was just a really cool experience. I can imagine it was the same in Unity for people who might know the landscapes that were there, but this related to me really well. And it just so happens that the two protagonists, Evie and Jacob Fry, come from Crawley, which is my hometown, which is about 20 miles south of London, although it's a little bit out of sync because in 1868 Crawley didn't exist. It was 3 sort of villages that were close to each other, but I guess they have to kind of create a story somehow for these games. And beyond this, without spoiling the story, I don't really have much else to tell you. I had about 4 hours of game time with the game, and in that time I played Sequence 3 and Sequence 7 of the story, and that made it very jarring for me anyway, because I didn't really know what was going on. But for the rest of the footage that I'm going to show, obviously the video's a lot longer, I'm going to cut out all the cutscenes and everything to try and make it spoiler-free as I possibly can, and I'll put the footage in a random order so it's impossible to tell if there is a story going on anyway. And beyond this, without spoiling the story, I don't really have much else to tell you. I was quite impressed with the game as a whole. The reason I think it runs at 30 FPS is because just the dynamic area of London is so large and there's so much going on that it would be impossible to ask the console to run it at 60 FPS. I did note at certain times during heavy combat that the FPS did drop below 30 down to around 25, 24 FPS, I think. So it can become a little bit jarring to play sometimes, but as long as you're playing a certain playstyle, a point of Assassin's Creed is you play as an assassin, so maybe not get involved in massively heavy fighting in the middle of the street. If you can avoid 5 or 6 man combat, which at times is completely unavoidable, then the game will run very well. And overall, it was quite an immersive experience. It would be really nice to see some options in terms of difficulty, but obviously the further you progress into the story anyway, the harder it becomes for you to combat the people that you come up against. Of course, you build up your skill level with different things that you can do, but overall, it does get harder as you go along and it teaches you how to play. So maybe it's just me being a novice or being a little bit open-minded and saying it would be nice to have some difficulty options in there, but all's the same. I would like to see it because it just gives players another option at the end of the day. If they don't want to be guided by the game, you don't have to be. So have the option in there. I think it would make a lot of people happy. So, I'm just going to leave you with some gameplay now. I'll chop it up as much as I can, put it in a random order so you don't really know what's going on, but you can still have a look at the gameplay behind it. Let me know if you enjoyed the video down in the comments below, and drop me a like if you did enjoy it. But until next time, my name is Westy, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All set.
Now, whatever you do, try to remain within the bounds of the law, for my sake. I don't need any corpses at the station. Approach the target from behind. Attempt to make them talk.
This is awful. Poor devil needs help.
Ask him what I'll do for you.
Some woman snake tank.
Possibilities.
There's a train. Something has going on.
What you playing at, miss?
I wonder what that is. Is something happening? What's that over there?
I hope that doesn't involve me somehow.
I'll gut you like a fish! God!
Watch yourself.
You'll regret it if I come over there! Damn it! Slice her throat! Make sure she can't walk away! Don't go easy on her! Try carving you!
Getting at.
We'll be glad to see him behind bars. Thank you.
That should do it.
You two, follow me. I don't wish to be robbed on my way to the cart.
The counterfeiters.
Heard about...
You're a dead woman! When I get over there, you'll wish you'd never been born!
Keep your eyes open. Anyone could be trying to get in.
Yes, sir.
Keep this place locked down.
Yes, sir.
Guard this place as you would the Bank of England itself.
Absolutely, sir.
Little does she know I still have a clear shot of her.
That didn't happen. Ready to piss off.
What the hell? Someone
Holy
help!
Mary! Everyone, come quick!
Now, what can that be?
5 minutes of peace.
You'll regret it if I make a mess!
She's beating it! Don't go easy on her!
Break a bones! Make me proud, mates! Out of my way! There you is, watch a stab ship! You can do better than that!
A woman has sneaked in!
Now to sneak these back into the bank. Here now. Yeah! Faster!
What on earth?
Far too close.
Do you see her? This is gonna hurt. You'll have to She's tough. We're tough. It's time to party. This will stop.
There. As if they were never taken.
Oh, bloody hell.
I have a clear shot! You don't have a snowball charge.